Hey everyone, MFT Court here, and welcome to CubedTales, the YouTube channel where you can find classic fairy tales with a Minecraft twist. Today's story is part 2 from Hoody and the Cave Endermen by Tom Garzan and Kate Bush. This is a part of the Minecraft fairy tale series, so let's check in and see what's happening with Hoody, Zach, and the villagers of Snicklefart. Part 2. Mrs. McNugget Escapes. One dark and spooky night, Zach's big red chicken, Mrs. McNugget, got out of her pen. Zach knew he had to catch her or his mother would be upset. Climbing out of his bed, he quickly dressed and snuck out of his front door, making sure it did not squeak. Mrs. McNugget was far ahead, almost to the gate. But Zach could make out her red feathers in the distance and doubled his pace to catch up. He started to lose sight of her once she had entered the woods on the edge of town. He paused a moment because he knew that no one was supposed to go in there. But seeing as Mrs. McNugget was his favorite, he couldn't let her go. Entering into the dark woods, Zach felt the air grow colder. He chose the clearest path, thinking that Mrs. McNugget would stay on that, and walked as quickly as he could. Once he saw her tail feathers in the distance, he slowed his pace. He stopped and crouched low, planning to sneak up on her, when he heard a small, sudden, quiet sob coming from somewhere in the woods to his right. Looking around himself, he knew it could not have come from the chicken. Walking over and parting a bush, he saw an Enderman pacing back and forth and sobbing. He was shocked. What was an Enderman doing here? This was not safe at all. Taking a chance, Zach said,
"Hello?"
Hoody was startled and jumped up.
What are you doing here? Who are you?
He was scared at the thought of being found by a human. They were known to hate Endermen and tie them up by their feet and tickle them until they gave up all their stolen goods. Hoody did not have any items to give, so he could only imagine what they would do with him.
"I won't hurt you,"
Zach said, reaching out to help Hoody calm down and stop pacing. Hoody was skeptical, but since he had not found anyone else to help him, he thought he could take a chance with this human.
I'm Hoody.
"Hi, Hoody. I'm Zach. Why are you crying?"
Smiling at the small human, Hoody was starting to feel better.
I was kicked out of my cave because I didn't want to steal, and now I have no place to go and I don't know what to do.
Zach thought a moment, his hand on his chin.
"Well, there's an old abandoned cabin about 2 miles from here. No one has lived there for years. It needs some work, but if you're careful, you could stay there without any trouble."
Hoody stood staring at Zach with a look of hope on his face.
You really mean it? You would help me?
"Sure, let me just find my chicken and I'll lead you to it,"
Zach said, smiling broadly. Both of them worked together over the next hour to catch the wayward chicken. She was wily, but they were able to work out a plan where they trapped her between them. After trapping her in an invisible fence by a rockfall, Zach led the way to an abandoned cabin. Once they arrived, Hoody saw his new home. It was a disaster. Missing a third of its roof, but with a porch still standing, Hoody was less than impressed.
"Yeah, I know it isn't all that great, but with time we could make this a great place for you,"
said Zach.
We?
Hoody asked, shocked that someone was willing to help him. Zach glanced over at the tall creature.
"Sure. I mean, we all need friends, right?"
Hoody was overwhelmed with feelings. He could feel his heart growing at the thought of a real friend.
Thank you. Really, I mean it.
"No problem, Hoody. Now I've got to head out because the sun is coming up. My mother will notice I'm gone, and even more so, that Mrs. McNugget is gone. She's her favorite chicken."
Zach rushed on to assure Hoody once he saw the look on his face.
"Don't worry, I'll come back, I promise."
After waving goodbye, Zach went off to gather Mrs. McNugget from her trap, then head to Snicklefart, and Hoody looked at his new home. Looking inside, he saw that there was no furniture at all. The floor was covered in dirt, dust, and dried leaves, with cobwebs in the corners. The windows were broken and the glass was scattered everywhere. The place looked like it had been abandoned for quite a while. Hoody sighed and then got to work. He started by fashioning a broom out of willow sticks he found on the ground outside. Once he had a broom ready, he swept the inside of his cabin until the floor was clean enough to eat off of. Checking the fireplace, he saw that the flue was clogged, so he had to climb onto the roof and stick a long branch down it. Wiggling around, he heard a large crash, and then black dust shot up into his face. "Thank goodness I'm already black," thought Hoody. After spending several hours cleaning and removing all the dirt and dead things from his cabin, Hoody started a fire in his now cleaned fireplace. It burned brightly and made the whole room warm. This was a new thing for Hoody, as he was used to the cold, damp caves that most Endermen lived in. However, the warmth soon crept over his square body, and he felt himself starting to relax. After a short while, he curled up on the floor and fell fast asleep, happy with having a safe place to call his own and the possibility of a new friend. Well, that's it, guys. Part 2 is done, and we're almost halfway through the story. What will happen next to Hoody and Zach? Leave your ideas in the comments and tune into CubedTales next Friday to find out. As always, please subscribe to our channel. The more you like it, the more people see it, and the more videos we can make. Also, don't forget, you can buy the book Hoody and the Cave Endermen by Tom Garzan and Kate Bush and read along with us. It's available on Amazon.com for $3.99 in print and $1.99 for Kindle, along with the other books in the series worldwide. I'll put the link in the description box. A big thanks to my own kids, Zachary and Brayden, for lending their voices to make Hoody and Zach come alive. Finally, a big thank you to MacGeoffrey for his talented video skills. Thanks, guys. See you next week.